Rakuten, Pinterest. Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. My name is Cornelia. I'm super excited for today's video because we're going to dive into the topic of manifesting and vision boarding for 2025. So grab a cup of tea or coffee, get cozy, and let's dive right in. But then later in the video, I'll break down my steps and how to actually achieve your goals. So let's go.
Hello, I can't shake the simplest feeling.
So the topic of vision boarding, manifesting is very close to my heart. It's something that I have been doing since I was a kid. Not even because it was trendy or popular, I just have always loved making vision boards. I used to do more like classic vision boards, you know, magazine cutouts, obviously, because I grew up in like the 90s and early 2000s. But then as I've gotten older, I've done a lot of vision boarding on my computer. So today I'm gonna talk to you about how I manifest for the year, how I vision board, and how you can make a huge difference in your year ahead, and how it's truly changed my life. Like, I'm not even being dramatic, it changed my life. And if you have big goals, I highly recommend using this method. We have posted a blog about this. I run a blog with my best friend called Living and Lifestyle. I'll link all of the information below, but we have posted a blog on this topic. So if you are interested in reading a little bit more about it, go and check that out. But I'm gonna walk you through it on screen. I also went to a vision boarding night a few weeks ago with this like women's group in the city here in Calgary. So those clips will kind of be interspersed in this video as well, because it was super fun. It was really cool to vision board with other people. So let's not waste any time. I'll share some of that night now, and then I'll dive into the steps. Hello everybody. Happy Wednesday. We are finished work and we're heading off to our vision boarding evening, women's event with a bunch of female entrepreneurs. I'm so excited. And later in the video, I'll talk a little bit more about how I vision board so that it comes true. So tonight we're gonna go make a vision board. I probably won't walk you through the process. I'll just kind of show you some fun B-roll of all of us working on them. But then later in the video, I'll break down my steps and how to actually achieve your goals from your vision board. So let's go. We're almost into 2025. I can't believe I'm saying that. That's crazy. But I'm so excited to go vision boarding. So come with me. Can't wait to take you. Heading out now. It's 9:30. We were here for about 2.5 hours. That was the most special night. Like, I am just so happy. My heart is so full. It was truly just a room of women supporting women. And everybody at the end went around and shared a little bit about themselves and their visions and their goals. And there were some like very emotional moments. Like, I was just like, this is so special to have so many like-minded women in one room focused on their goals. And one of the women is a business coach, and she's one of the leaders of the group, and she did this great like walk through with us in the beginning about our visions for 2025, and financially, personally, relationships, adventure, fun. Because when I walked in, I was like, oh my god, I haven't even thought about 2025, because 2024 has been so amazing and busy, and I haven't really put my head in that headspace yet. So to have her like almost lead like a style of meditation of thinking about the future, that was really amazing. And just talking to cool people, like everybody's working towards something, and it was really empowering. So yay, I'm gonna drive home now and head to bed, but I will continue this video
at another date and finish off kind of my step-by-step process so you guys can make vision boards for yourself.
Okay, so the first step in creating a vision board, and this does go hand in hand with manifesting, so I'll kind of talk about both of them at the same time, but set your intentions first. I don't really like to say New Year's resolutions because I think like setting one New Year's resolution, a lot of the time people just forget about it 3 months in, but set your intentions for the year or set your goals. This is something I've talked about in previous vlogs, but basically I like to separate my goals into different categories. So in a journal I have, or actually in the front of my agenda, typically I have all of my goals for that year. And I categorize them between health goals, financial goals, career goals, creative goals, because a lot of the things I do in my life are very creative, and then like personal, friends, family, relationship, all of that. And then in those categories, I make smaller goals, and that rounds out, you know, my intentions for the year. What do I want to accomplish? Where do I want to go? It's all about visualizing and putting that on paper first, and then it gets to the fun part of like building out the vision board. So to put this into practice, let's say, you know, you pick your categories, and let's say they are financial, career, family, and health, for example. You know, career might be to, this year I want to get a promotion, or I want to bring my salary up to X amount of dollars, or I want to collaborate better with my team, whatever that may be, whatever industry you're in. List out some of your career goals. You know, family and friends. Maybe it's like, I want to call my parents more this year. Every Sunday I'm going to call my mom. Or I want to join a new group in a city. Maybe you've moved to a new city. It's like, I want to make some new girlfriends. So you join a club. Or maybe you want to get into a relationship, or maybe you want to leave a relationship. Like however that may look for you, set those goals out. Health could be, maybe you want to take 10,000 steps a day, or you want to transition to a healthier diet. Whatever that looks like, write it down, put it into those categories, and then it's very clear. And I do recommend either putting it in a journal, putting it on your computer screen, writing it in your agenda, somewhere that you're going to be able to look back at it frequently. So once you've set out your goals for the year, this is where the fun comes in if you want to make a vision board, and I recommend doing it because it's great. I put mine on my desktop screensaver, so I see it every day of the year. But basically, you can either do it on paper, so you can get magazines or printouts from online and do it the old-fashioned way. Or I personally, as like an adult, I like to go onto Pinterest. I have a board actually existing of all of my visions from over the years, and I add to that board. And then from there, I look at Canva. I take a Canva template for vision boards. It might take you a while to find the one you like best. Pick the one that suits wherever you're gonna put it, and start plugging in your images into Canva, and voila, you have a vision board. Put it on your phone screensaver, put it on your computer screensaver, print it out, put it in your office, put it in your bedroom, wherever you feel like, you know, the best, that you're gonna look at it and that, you know, you see it every day. That's where you should put it, because that is the key to visualization and manifesting. And I'll talk a little bit further actually about, you know, the power of manifestation and visualization and how it kind of ties into, you know, how I goal set. So obviously, if you just stick a bunch of photos and words onto a board and do nothing about it, it's not going to come true. And I'm not here to kind of, you know, tell you all this woo-woo stuff of like, if you just dream it, it'll happen, because you do need to put in the work. And I think that's maybe where people get confused, is that, yes, I've been manifesting since I was a kid, and I've seen so much come to reality. Like, this video isn't about me, but for example, like, I always wanted to work in film and television. I always wanted to work in Hollywood, and I had put that on my vision board since I was a kid. And I ended up doing that. I ended up working with people in that industry that are from California that I got to meet and learn from. Obviously, I didn't become, you know, this huge movie star that I think I thought I would when I was like 8 years old, but it manifested in its own way. You know, I got to work with so many incredible people, and I worked my butt off to get there. You know, one of my dream vehicles was to buy a Jeep. This was something I put on my vision board last year because I really wanted my Jeep back. And so I worked so hard all year. I looked at that vision board every day, and I just thought about that Jeep, and I have a Jeep now. You know, I also wanted to be in a relationship when I moved out west. It was really important for me to find somebody that I wanted to spend my life with. You know, I met my person when I moved out west. I knew I wanted to be surrounded by the mountains. I wanted to own a piece of property on the water. These are all things that have come true over the last few years, and I'm not even kidding you. Like, I put those on my vision board. I constantly talked about it. I constantly visualized it, and it happened. And of course, like, to get to these places, I needed to work. In order to buy property, obviously, I worked so hard to have different jobs and, you know, obviously had support from family and friends, and it's not just about, okay, I want this, but how am I going to make this happen? And so I think the next step, once you've done your, you know, your visualizing and then the vision board aspect, then it's about coming up with a game plan. So the next step of the process, once you've, you know, visualized, you've set your goals, you've set your intentions for the year, you've put it on paper, the action plan is what comes next. And I would argue this is probably the most important part, is that, okay, now that you know your goals, how are you gonna make them happen? So for myself and my friend Meg, who I do the blog with, we both like to break down our yearly goals and put them into quarterly goals. So if you're wondering what quarterly goals are, the quarter terms are used in the business world a lot because they look at their progress by quarter. So there are 4 quarters in a year because there's 12 months. So you've got January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November, December. Each 3-month chunk is a quarter. And this is a really great way to break down your goals into smaller chunks. Okay, so for 2025, for example, like, I'm so grateful. So much of my goals happened in 2024 that I'm, you know, still figuring out exactly what I want for 2025. But I know for sure, like, probably the number one thing for me is getting my YouTube channel monetized. And this has been a very long journey. Like, in May, I'll have been doing YouTube for 5 years. So for me, it's like, it's got to happen this year. And it's not just gonna happen if I don't put in the work. So how I would break that down into quarterly goals is January, February, March. Okay, what am I doing every week to make that happen? I need to be filming a video every week. I need to be posting a video every week. I need to be spending X amount of hours on editing every single week to make the consistency happen. Obviously, it's gonna be about too, like, planning out my channel's content, trendy videos, searchable videos, working on my SEO, promoting my YouTube videos in other places. Those are steps that I can take in the first quarter of the year to make that happen. And then come Q2, I can reevaluate and see where I'm at. You know, I hit the 1,000 subscriber mark last February, actually, like, on my birthday, which was amazing. And you know, unfortunately, the year of YouTube growth has been not as quick as I had hoped. I've posted so many videos this year, and I'm getting so many great community members commenting and lots of people watching them. But, you know, monetization takes a long time. So I'm not gonna give up, I'm just gonna keep at it. I'm trying to think of another example of how you could set another quarterly goal. So let's say you wanted to run a 10K race by August. Okay, so August is in quarter 3. What are you doing in quarters 1 and 2 to get to that 10K mark by August? Maybe you're running 1K more every week. So setting up a training schedule for yourself. Having it written down is so important, because let's say you're not doing anything and then July comes and you're like, oh my God, I can barely run 5K. Well, you're not gonna be ready for the race. So it's really just all about, like, working backwards and figuring out how your quarterly goals are going to set up your yearly goals. And then the final piece of the puzzle is I take it one step further. And so you've got your overall yearly goals, you've got your vision board, you're manifesting. Then you're going to break it down into your quarterly goals, and you don't have to set those all at the same time. I typically take it quarter by quarter. So when I set my goals fully for 2025, I'll just look at quarter 1 as we start the year. But then from there, we set monthly intentions. So monthly intentions are going to honor those quarterly goals. They are going to set you up for success to hit those quarterly goals. Intentions are not necessarily like hard facts, you know, or hard, like, must-dos. It's more, how do you want to set your month up for success? How do you want to feel? What is going to put you in the best place to hit those quarterly goals, which will help your yearly goals. So I know there's a lot, you know, part of this method, and it's taken us like years to really iron it out, and I'm finally, like, properly sharing it with people. But this method has truly changed my life. I'm not even being dramatic. Like, so much of my hope for 2024, career-wise, health-wise, personally, has come true. Travel plans I wanted to do. Obviously, not every single goal is going to come true. That's not necessarily realistic, and sometimes our expectations shift or we pivot in what we want, and that's okay too. But for myself, it's like, even if I accomplished like 60% of those goals, I feel good about it. And, you know, I'm not gonna lie, it takes a lot of hard work, and I'm definitely tired at the end of this year. But I'm also really happy and really grateful for all of the work that I have put in to get me to where I am. And now going into 2025, like, I don't even exactly know what I want because so much of it has happened already, which is amazing. And I'm not trying to say that to be like, oh my God, I did so much. No, like, I'm just trying to tell you that you can get to where you want to be. It's just going to take time, and it's just going to take discipline, and life doesn't unfold like that. You know, our society likes to make us think it does, but it doesn't. So keep up at it. Keep sharing your goals with me. I'd love to hear where you're going in 2025. What are you proud of from 2024? What do you want to work on into next year? And looking forward to hearing your thoughts on the blog as well. We love vision boarding. So thanks again for watching, and I'll see you more so as we head into a new year. Bye.